G'day mates, welcome to Same Australia Day. I'm contractually obligated to say that. Welcome back to freaking Hollow Knight, dude.
Yeah.
Here we are in the Deep Nest, which is not where we ended off last time. And unfortunately, there's cars going by, which I just completely ignored. So last time we played this game, Beanie, was
Yes.
in March, in case you didn't know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And March of 2020, and it is now January of 2021.
It's Australia Day 2020.
It is. And I forgot basically everything that was happening and going on in this game.
Like how we thicken our accents just a little bit, just.
I'm not thickening it. Hey, stop
It's
bumping the
already-
table, you ding!
It's already thick.
Sorry, so it's been a long time since both we've recorded and also played this game, so I'm going to be stumbling around not knowing where I'm going. It sucks because we just watched the last episode to refresh ourselves, and all I said was, I'm going to do all the stuff I didn't do, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
But the one thing I was able to derive, if my memory serves correctly, is that off camera, I came back here to Deep Nest because there was something we missed. There was a guy who we needed to save, and we didn't. Now, I have a vague feeling that I did it like off camera.
Can we see that guy?
Well, we're gonna go save him.
Okay.
I might try and look up on my phone real quick exactly where he is though, so maybe cut this out, Stephanie. Okay, well, sorry about that. I just needed to double check, make sure I knew where I was going. Alright, now it's autoplay, right? I'll just play the game and we can get back into how it was because I definitely know how to play and what I'm doing.
Look at those.
Oh, we got these sick wings now, which I'm gonna have to get used to.
I'm just appreciating the frames.
Yeah?
Yeah, got some really nice frames going on there.
Thanks, man.
I was like, I'm playing a lot of City Skylines on my computer,
Yeah.
and there's just the frame rate's always so bad.
Oh.
Like it's always so. Computer's not enjoying it, but that's because like I've got like a population of 60,000 people in my city, so it's a little bit busy and there's cars everywhere and traffic's terrible. And
I heard that game is like it's really fun early game and really boring late game because like
Yeah.
trying to like actually basically create what is like a real active city is like really actually hard.
yeah,
You need to be like a real city architect to like know what
well,
the heck
there's a
really
guy I'm
is.
subscribed to that is all about fixing traffic problems. It's like all
Well, yeah, I was watching someone and they were talking about it and they were like, yeah, I don't know how to do traffic because I'm not a traffic engineer. And I'm like, that's fair. I've never played the game, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it other than you create a city.
but they're like there's this
And
yeah.
I presume at some point there is skylines, so
you,
probably derive
you
that.
change the angle,
Excuse me?
change the camera angle, and
That's a
then
pretty cool feature.
yeah,
Glad they added that.
it's my favourite feature.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, I just like sort of seeing the city do its thing, but then I also like being able to see what I'm doing. Like sometimes I'm like trying to zone an area, and then I'm having big trouble zoning the area because it's like, oh, there's a little tile here that is like weird and is disconnected from all the other ones, but I'm still somehow. I don't know, it's sometimes a little bit tricky. You gotta be careful how you make everything.
I should mention, by the way, that we have no sound on, so I was kind of looking for a secret wall there. This guy right here, yeah, I was correct. My memory is not the worst thing in the
I
world.
don't think we've ever had sound on this playthrough.
No?
This series, yeah.
Okay, then I probably
Because there was a
mentioned
bit
it
where
before.
you missed a character because you didn't hear them.
It's this guy.
Oh,
It's literally this guy.
okay.
And so that's the thing. And then I was like, we got to get back there and do it. And so what I did was I took in my own time, I went back to this location. So the next recording session, we could do it. Except I didn't predict that the next recording session would be a year later. Which, by the way, can I just say this right off the bat? I don't want to talk about freaking COVID, dude. And I'll tell you why. It's because I'm sick of it. I mean, everyone is. But I mean, like, even in a discussion sense,
Yeah.
it's just like, every single YouTube video I'm watching is all saying like, "Oh man, this year." So as you know, this year was strictly. And it's like,
it's like,
yeah, I know.
I
I
know.
was there.
I know I lived that year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not supposed to be like dismissive or anything like that, but more of just like, I'm done with it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it. I think to myself that like, yes, in future, if someone watches this video like 5 years in the future, they'll be like, what are they talking about again? Oh yeah, you know. But at the same time, like right now, I just hear all these people talking about it, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear it, man. Because it's always in videos that like isn't about. Because I don't go out of my way to watch videos about it or anything like that.
Yeah, I found a cockroach on my driveway.
So
He was just lying there on the driveway, dead.
they do be lying there though.
But I'm like, but a cockroach can get hit by a nuclear bomb and still survive.
That's incorrect.
How come he got cooked?
They
What?
have a high radiation resistance, I think, but I think that that's a myth that they actually can survive. Okay, I believe you. There he is. Boom. Saved him at last. After all these
What's he say?
months later. Hoy, what are you doing, you clumsy little oaf, swinging your rusty little nail around in the darkness? You almost struck me, and if you had, it would have been the end of you. Trust me. I am Zote the Mighty, a knight of great renown. My weapon, Life Ender, has struck down hundreds of foes. Begone, or you'll be next. Are you lost in these dark tunnels? I don't care. No, I won't lead you out. I know the way, due to my powerful memory, but I only travel alone. Begone. Cool, thanks. Good. Anyway, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's step one on my many step things that I wanted to do. Unfortunately, I don't remember
So
steps.
what's the point
rest.
of
Fuck.
rescuing Zote?
Well, he's in it. He's like a main character. He's got like a quest line, sort of.
And if
So
you
now that
don't-
I've rescued him, he'll appear in other locations, and he'll.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's not important. You know, he's not necessary, I should say.
I guess it's just weird. I'm so used to games where
What's the optional is the word I think of.
where like it doesn't where things you do don't affect things that happen later.
Oh, this one does.
Yeah. Where like,
It's a gerb.
if you don't rescue Zote, he doesn't rock up later at other places
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, fuck.
and tell you that he's amazing.
Yeah, he does. He's got an ego.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Because like if you go up from Deep Nest, it goes into the yellow bit, and then you can go left there. It looks like, unless that's blocked.
It's not that it's blocked. It's that like if I go in that location, I don't have a map. I just don't remember what that location is. But yeah, you know, let's go up then. If you want to go up so bad, I'll freaking do it then.
Okay.
See if I care. So yeah, we're playing Hollow Knight again. We're gonna record quite a few episodes today, I presume,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a grand old time. Because it's you're required to legally have a good time.
We want you to have a good time.
Yes, but I do apologize in advance for my probably poor gameplay. Also for the cars, we are in a not our usual recording spot. We have recorded here before.
Yeah.
What did we play? We played Odyssey.
We did
right?
the first episode of the first recording session of Odyssey.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think that we like did play that game
Yeah.
because that was a short playthrough. I feel like.
Because we didn't 100% it.
Yeah, we always talk about it. Have we ever 100% of a game on the same?
Are we 100%ing Twilight Princess? I think that's the plan.
I don't know.
Well, I don't think we've ever 100%. What about no, we didn't 100% Sunshine.
I have since then though.
Yeah.
Dude, Mario 3D All Stars came out. I'm like, I'm gonna 100% it, and I did because fun fact, playing with the Pro Controller is really really good.
What about Majora's Mask?
I wanted to, but you wouldn't let me
Oh.
because it was already over 100 episodes. We did get all the masks though, so that's something.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we want 100% a game, we have to either really really commit, which I definitely can if I want, or it needs to be a game that's easy to 100%. So, oh fuck, sorry about that.
A timer.
No, it's
Then
not-
there you go, yeah.
that's my alarm.
Is that your wake up alarm, is it?
No, it's my Animal Crossing alarm.
The only alarms I've got are get up, it's 5:30 in the
5:30.
morning.
Oh yeah, you have one of them jobs, don't you?
Mm.
One of them jobs I've been hearing all about. I wake up at 7
that-
now.
I start work at 7, so and work is just round the corner. Like I turn.
So you get up
3
at
times.
5? Why?
I get up at 5:30, so then I don't have to worry about being in a hurry.
I mean,
Like,
I guess.
then I've got enough time to have a nice shower, and then
I'm a guy who can get ready in 10 minutes.
and then like I walk into the kitchen at
So I
6
can't
o'clock. I have breakfast. I make a cup of tea, and then by the time I've finished having breakfast and making the tea, then I jump in the car and it's 6:30. I just like being at work, and also then I get there and I've got like half an hour to sort of just sit down and talk to some of the guys, and then with about 10 minutes to go, I go and put my belt on, my tool belt, and get my drill and get everything ready, and then put my plugs in my ears so that you've got time for the plugs to fill out, and then your ears are blocked.
Oh, right.
So that you can't hear loud metal rattling noises because it's very loud.
That sucks, dude.
So yeah, I just like give myself a little extra time to make sure that everything's in order for a good day.
Yeah, I'm a ready in 10 minutes kind of guy personally, or I can be, I should say. It's not ideal, but I can do it.
Yeah.
And as a result, I'm the jewel of the family, which is very egotistical. But I mean, like I used to be the youngest, and I still am. And as a result, you know, I was always I was always kind of like, you know, the one that I've ever like felt like everything was always my mistake, and I was always like holding people up and stuff like that. And I gotta say, growing up and you know, now kind of being on equal footing and like learning and whatever, I am now Mr. like goody two shoes. Like I don't fuck up almost at all in my family, and it's very satisfying to see everyone else do it. It's like I always get this little dopamine hit when it's like, oh, someone's in trouble and it's not me. You know, I'm out of it, man. I'm all sorts of out of practice. Not only at this game, but at like playing. What is it? Talking? That's the one. What is the word that talking, chatting, discussing the thing? I don't know.
That's me.
That's not you. I guess it is. I don't know. So you're gonna have to.
You want me to start going through my list of things to talk about?
If you. God damn it! I'm sorry, Dad. No, please, not the spanking. Fuck! Oh my god! I'm actually gonna die. I don't know if you like want me to, but I'm gonna do it.
It's like a hyperactive bouncy man.
I am. Oh god! I'm sorry, I don't know my own strength.
I got my 3 goals you might have read about in my magazine.
Sure, maybe.
So
I don't remember what they
I want
are.
to make 3 Hurricane comics.
Oh yes.
15
Your
games.
3 impossible goals. I do remember.
My 3 impossible goals. And
This is his goals for the year, by the way, in case you couldn't tell.
is the other one YouTube?
I don't know, man. You made
I can't remember. I think it is. I'm gonna make 3 Hurricane comics, 15 games, and make stuff happen on YouTube, because not a lot happened on YouTube for me in 2020. I didn't make my super light supercars video. I'm making steady progress on it now because I've decided to. Actually, am I? No, I'm not. I thought I was, and I realised I'm doing a different thing that I also want to do.
Okay.
No, because I don't know. I just because I want to do my super light video, and then I also want to do some smaller content that I can actually make, and it won't. It's not a theory. So, like one of the ones that I'm working on is the career of Gary Jacobson as a racing car driver.
No kidding.
And I mean, I was also thinking of looking at the career of race engineers and things like that, because they're also pretty interesting. Because when you look at a driver's career and the people that they get to know, those people later on down the line might say to their boss, hey, we could get this guy's really good. And that's how those sorts of things happen, is those relationships come into play later on down the line when the driver really needs it, or the engineer really needs it. And so I'm just going to talk about that for Gary Jacobson. And there's a fair few YouTube videos where he talks about that sort of stuff. And I've also I spoke to him a little bit in his first year, but the problem is when you're standing in line to get signatures, you don't really get much of an opportunity to talk to the drivers.
You know, I was thinking about that the other day, like, because I was thinking about conventions, and like, I don't know if you watched it. Tom Scott recently made a video probably don't watch Tom Sky. I feel like no one does except for me
No, I
anyway. But he released a video talking about like what it's like to go to conventions for him, and I thought it was really interesting. But then I thought to myself, like, man, I don't really go to conventions. It's not really my thing for various reasons. And one of them is like I don't really like see people that I want to meet. Like I met John St. John, and that was kind of it. And there was never another person I was interested in meeting. And I think about it, and I think like there isn't really a lot of people that I would want to meet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I met Good Game. The whole.
I remember that. I was
the
there.
whole crew. Yeah. You had to stand out and wait for me to get my damn signatures.
Yeah, because I didn't care.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Australian video game TV show, by the way, not the
I
the Game
started
Grumps
watching
YouTube
that
original.
again because
What?
I'm watching Ukulele series, and
We're
I just-
egotistical like that, by the way. We just like to watch ourselves and listen to our own
yeah.
voices.
Yeah, yes, it makes my heart sing listening to my own voice. No, I just because I've had this idea for like ever since we did that series that it's not a very good series,
Fuck you, man.
and so I've gone back and watched it.
It's got
and
Ocean
I'm
Man
like,
in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got Ocean Man, but also the game's good.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
No, I mean it's.
You said you really liked playing it.
I'm pretty sure at the end of the game I was like, this game's alright.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not as good as it could be. It's kind of
Yeah.
frustrating. I think
The
last-
transformations are awesome.
It depends on like how far into the playthrough you are. If you,
I'm up to the swamp. Like,
I think around there is where.
No,
I'm
up to
gonna-
Galleon Galaxy.
Oh really? That's the last level.
Yeah. Well, because I skipped the Doctor Who one.
The Doctor Who one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where we talked about Doctor Who for an entire recording session.
Well, it was an entire world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you skip it?
Because I had already seen it. Like, I'd seen that specific bunch of episodes multiple times. So it was my favourite bit, where we just talk about writing. Problem is, every time we make one of those videos, like a year later, it's just annoying to listen to that. It's like,
What do
no,
you-
wrong, you're not explaining it properly.
What do you mean?
Like bits where you say something like, the character's got to have a flaw or something like that to make them relatable and stuff like that.
I mean, I still believe that.
Yeah, but there's so much more to it. You've got to really flesh them out. And it also depends on how important they are to the story. If you want them to be the main point of the story or the focal point of the story, then they've got to be fleshed out to keep the story interesting.
Mm.
You've got to really understand what that character wants, how they go about things,
Oh.
how they react to different things. Whereas if they're just a little side character, if they only pop up once or twice, then it doesn't really matter. They're more of an object in the story, something for your main character to interact with. But it's more interesting and it makes the story more dynamic if you make that character be just as fleshed out, but maybe not visibly. Like in the actual content, you don't actually see them be fleshed out and do the things that your character does because that character isn't actually the focal point, so you don't see them as a whole.
I got a minute, kind of zoned out there.
But also, I mean, that kind of applies to real life, where like you get to know someone a little bit, and then they actually turn out like you just sort of. There are like certain things that you care about them, and then if you really get to know them, then you can be a bit more invested in like what they're trying to do and what's happening around them in their life and things like that, and how the things that have happened to them have shaped who they are and how they manage all of that.
Yes.
So I've only got a few friends who like I've gotten to know quite well,
Oh my
but then I've got friends who are like I know stuff about them, but I don't really know the full story of their life and things like that.
Yeah.
But
It's not exactly a requirement.
no, but I mean, if you really wanted to be really good friends with them, you gotta get to know them a bit better.
To be honest, like I said, I got kind of lost at the beginning there and just focused on the game, and I kind of don't know what you're talking about at this point. But I agree.
I'm just
Whatever
sort
it
of,
is.
I'm just sort of like rambling, really.
That's fine. That's what you're doing. This show.
Going from one topic to the next.
I do want to talk about writing and stuff, obviously. But
Yeah.
have I been this way? Do I want to go this way? Like, this
So,
feels dangerous.
That sort of stuff taps into Hail Cane. And maybe it'll have a different name one day. But, and so,
Yeah, what
this
about-
is where I was gonna, this is the bit where I tell you my idea and my
Okay.
of what I think I'm gonna do for Hail Cane.
I'll try and focus.
Yeah. So like I've written Hail Cane 18 and I'm about to start, well I have started drawing the panels, but then I've had this idea that maybe I should do like a sort of a day in the life. This is the character, this is what they do before stuff actually happens. Bit like Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. You just see him sort of go about his life and then stuff happens.
Well, you know what's interesting about that? Actually, it's they actually have deleted scenes where they had him doing more basic
Yeah.
day-to-day shit and then cut it because it was boring.
Yeah.
And
Actually, it wasn't.
and,
They
and,
showed,
and destroyed the pacing.
It's all like Han Solo being more of a deviant.
Are we talking about that now? We're going to go into the classic Han Solo debate about who shot first.
No. There's like a deleted scene where he's with some girl. I don't actually know what happens. I think he was just being Han Solo with women.
I don't think I have seen that one. That doesn't sound familiar to me.
I watched all of them when I think when Hello Greedo released all of them as a video.
I must have watched it then. I died.
There's so many different ways you can approach writing and how you structure it and how you understand it.
Yeah.
Like you can write a completely original story, or you can write your own life story and dismantle it piece by piece and try to understand every little piece and things like that.
I guess.
Like there's a big thing in life that I find happens and that I still sort of. I think everybody must go through this, where you go away and then you come back and things are different. But that's because other people have lives.
Yeah.
And it's always so weird to have that happen when you you come back to, especially when you just everybody's very sort of self-focused and self-absorbed because they're leading their own life.
Sure.
And so you always think about your relationships with other people, and how that is focused around you rather than how that's focused around them, like how they might see it, things like that.
You're thinking about the depths of people.
Yeah, so you can sort of
how their past and future
how
affects them, affects how they are and how they act and
yeah,
things
well,
like that.
I guess it's just like just think about like Legend of Zelda,
Oh yeah, dude.
where you go run around, save the world, and no one knows or cares or anything like that.
Well, it depends on the Zelda
Except in
game.
Majora's Mask.
I mean, no one really knows in that game either. Yeah, most Zelda games,
But
no
like-
one's really aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Facts. I'm just trying to think. Is there a single Zelda game where like the general populace knows what you're up to? I don't think. I honestly don't think there is. Like in Majora's Mask, like no one knows that you're trying to like stop. the
Maybe
moon from
in one of
falling.
like the
Oh my god!
original.
So
ones?
fucking shit at this game. The original is weird because it's extremely light on the story. So
Well, not like Zelda 1, but like Link to the Past or the Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons.
I don't know about the Ages games, but Link to the Past, not really. It's sort of just like you're just kind of doing your thing, and everyone. In fact, actually, throughout most of Link to the Past, everyone thinks you're a criminal, so
Yeah.
they think you're the bad guy in that
Yeah.
game.
Minish Cap?
No,
No, not Minish Cap.
oh no. Well, maybe. I don't know. They know that like Vardy's actually. I have no idea, man. Good though, because it means like not everyone's in like a constant state of panic, I guess.
How am I doing this?
He keeps dripping stuff on
I
them.
keep drinking Coke on myself somehow.
Because you're a little.
I don't know how to drink Coke, I don't know.
Oh, you're a klutz.
God, I'm a nightmare.
Right, just a disgusting, gross, horrible
I'm just
monster
dripping shit all over
Creature
myself.
of
I'm
the-
disgusting.
of the night. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, there's a something. I just got an ability.
It's a man.
What? I got the Howling Wraiths. Holy shit. I just stumbled upon this. Hell yeah, dude. Bah! Okay. What do you think of that? That does a shit ton of damage to things above me. It's actually a really useful ability for certain bosses. I don't remember which bosses, but I know what it is. Sometimes the artistic interpretation of this game is so strong you kind of can't tell what things are supposed to be, bug-wise. And I know my bugs. Like, what is this? That's not a bug. There's a friggin'
bush flies.
It is. It's bush fly. I've seen a house fly. I've seen a... What are the other names of flies? I don't remember.
I've seen a dragonfly. I've never seen
A dragonfly. I ain't never seen a moss fly. That's I probably shouldn't do that voice because a lot of people consider those characters to be racial stereotypes. The crows from Dumbo.
If that is the most significant concern.
Trust me, that is not the most racist Disney has gotten. Not even remotely.
I always do like slightly. I get like an 80% or a 90% in the racing quizzes.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Like Speed Cafe do like a racing quiz every month, and they'll be like, yeah, what did this thing happen? Blah blah blah. And like I read almost every major series. So like they'll ask me a question about MotoGP, Formula One, or supercars, and I'll know. And then it comes to the quiz, and then I don't really know which. I'll know most of them, and then it'll be like, it'll ask me some weird thing about GT or something, and I'll be like, I don't know.
Dragon Ball GT?
No, like GT racing, like the very technologically advanced cars. All their aerodynamics and downforce and...
Dang old techno cars?
Yeah.
Technicar?
Yeah.
Technically pretty shit.
Yes.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Who even knows? Where am I going? What am I doing?
Left. All the way left. Or was that impossible?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just go there and find out. I apologize to people who know this game and have been like following this playthrough and are like really fucking mad that I'm just... I mean, look, I got the new ability, man. What do you want from me, right?
Isn't that what happened with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? It was like... We've got like a whole bunch of episodes where we talk about like comics and stuff, and it's all very interesting to us. But the entire time, you're dying.
Am I?
And
I don't die in Sonic Adventure. That's not possible.
no, because you're playing like the Shadow level, and it was such a huge pain, and you
Right.
get very upset about
I
it.
only have one memory of the Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough, and it's really bad. You probably remember what it is.
It's just you getting angry half the time
Yeah, sure.
on the rails.
Nah, there's something that happened behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh,
yeah, okay. You've
Yeah.
got it, yeah. And as a result, yeah, my memory of that time is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we're being so elusive, but it's kind of the personal matters that happen in this life of ours, this world. This is easy. What is it? Just a friggin' art or something? Well, don't acknowledge that. Actually, I don't know if it's as easy as you think it is. Shut up, Dad. What do you know?
Your dad's got a high-pitched voice.
My dad does have a high-pitched voice. My dad is actually 3 feet tall. Why am I reading this?
The small man.
He is. That's why I'm so small. I think I said it on Twitter once, but I'm actually going to commit to this idea, which is not even. Oh, I got a freaking doodah! Hell yeah! I tweeted. I have the body of a 6'1" man in real life, but in my heart, I have the body of a 4'2" Italian plumber.
Yeah.
And I've decided that that's now canon.
Yes.
So, in real life, I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
Gross, I know. Tall people, ill. But Ayaz Notomato is now 4'1" or 2, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like 4 foot.
Like in the picture with Alice.
Yeah, that was kind of my first trying to show it off.
Yeah.
Alice is also probably going to be, I don't know, maybe tall.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's tall. She's like a tall, big demon woman.
Yeah, I don't want to make it too tall though. At the same
No.
time, I'd probably make it like 5'8" or 6" or something.
Okay.
I don't know, dude. Because the thing is, Ashley is 6 foot, and like the whole point is that she's very big,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know. Don't like having characters who are too similar. I guess.
Mm.
Uh,
I was talking about the comics a little bit, where it was like, I think I want to introduce KJ a bit better. I don't know if I want to spoil what happens in like the first bit.
I'll spoil what happens for you. He dies.
Yeah.
Got him.
Then he's rebuilt in a robot body.
Dude.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, you
Dibs.
you jest, but you know how I feel about.
I had a
robots.
story about something like that ages ago, called Alien Z,
I remember that.
where he's killed in a war,
Yeah.
and then he's put back together with like a computer,
Dude, that's cool.
and then he's like controlled by the computer, but he's also like the emotions of a young teenage boy, and he wants to go strike revenge against the man who created him.
I love, doing crazy fantasy stories and stuff and having robots and shit.
Yeah,
Which is why I've said it many times, but Cass is definitely the exception, not the rule.
yeah.
And it's so weird, right? Because it's like I come up with all these crazy like fantasy ideas and shit, and I can't use them. Although I have been thinking about Attitude. I thought of another concept the other day of how I want to rework it. So that's something. I was telling my someone that like some of my ideas that I had for Edited, like before I scrapped it, and how I want to reuse them, and they were like, "Those are really good ideas."
Yeah.
That's like 'cause they never knew, and they were like, "Oh, it's a shame that that Edited's done." I'm like, "Well, that's why I want to bring it back. I want to reincorporate these ideas that I'm really really proud of."
I hate sometimes I have like ideas and I'm like, oh, I should do something with that, and I always think like, I don't really want to start something new with it. I want to
See how you can incorporate it into what you've already
just
got
put
going.
it into Hurricane somehow.
Well,
if I want to do something with a character, create some sort of story arc or character arc.
I get what you're saying with that. However, remember that like
Wasn't that was like the big trouble with Edited, is he kept trying to have a bit of everything in it.
kind of, yeah. And but then you get other stories and stuff appearing. Like there are certain things that just won't fit, right?
Mm.
And you have to be able to acknowledge and
So you have to
appreciate
really understand, what is this thing I'm making? What
Yeah.
is it that it has to be?
yeah,
that
and
makes it
what
work?
does it need, and does it really need this, and does this take away or add?
Yeah.
Like for instance, I thought of like multiple characters that I could add into Cass.
Because the ideas I have are usually just sort of re-exploring an idea that I've already had.
And you're just like, oh, can I fit this in somehow?
Well, how can I sort of slightly alter? Because usually what I focus on is like a character arc, and what actually what's the thing that and sort of exploring what's happening in that arc. How does it even get to that point and stuff like that? Just thinking about it. Which is good as long as you are steering the story where it is to where it's going to end up. And I think, and that is what I'm doing with Hellcat at the moment, is that it will actually get to that point. Like, there's a lot of trickery, a lot of real thinking that I got to do to think about the whole world of Hellcat and how it will get to that stage where the character goes through that.
Yeah, it's exciting. You want to get somewhere before you actually do it. Dude, I feel that like very heavily with that in Cass.
I used to make comics so fast.
Yeah, but your standards have risen.
Yeah, they've like,
which is a good thing.
Yeah. I used to make comics where it's like, this is kind of cheesy and lame, but I've made it and I'm kind of happy with it. Next comic, and then I'll be like, the last one wasn't very good. This one's gonna be better, and then I keep on trying to up my standards, and then I'm just like, yeah. Which is why I'm taking this many-year hiatus, trying to reinvent it and remake it as like this is the way it's gonna be for the rest of its time, and that's what I'm trying to do. I think the biggest problem with it, the comics, like, Hurricane 18 is already big enough, and I've got ideas on making it bigger unnecessarily. So I think I need to find a way to cut it down.
You
a
need
bit or
to, well, you
something.
need to like stop, there is such a thing as an overworked piece. It's true.
Yeah.
There is a stopping.
But then sometimes I've gone, maybe this can just be scrapped entirely, and we can just move later on down the line when things are really juicy.
Scrapped or moved on, or like for later.
I've done that a couple of times where, like, Hurricane 14 is one where, like, I ended up setting it a year after Hurricane 13.
God.
Hurricane 13 is the one with an alien invasion. Hurricane 14 has this cool bad guy that I made up that is only in there for a brief moment. You don't even know what the hell was going on with him.
Man, I had like 15 thoughts while we were talking there, and I never finished any of them. It is what it is, I guess.
That's why we should do a podcast, and we're going to as part of our 10 years of Same Industries
We are?
plans. Yes.
I mean, I'm fine with a podcast. I want to do podcasts because I think like the idea is fun. But
Yeah.
also, like, I have so many requirements for what I would want from a podcast, which is like, I want to actually have something to talk about and not just make shit up. And you know, I want it to be consistent.
What we did for the Same Industries podcast was it's not really the Same Industries, it's like Im Industries podcast, where we wrote down a bunch of vague subjects and then just started talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You
to be
didn't
honest.
like it?
No, because we talked about cars for 90% of the fucking time.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we
We talked
did.
about art. You were telling me about art stuff.
I would like to, I think, well, you kind of alluded to it, but I like the idea of writing doing a podcast on writing and like talking about our discoveries and how we're going and stuff.
Have you watched? Have you listened to the podcast sort of thing that Jello Apocalypse did?
No.
Because he did one where he talks about all the different things, well, like all these different artistic things that you can do. So he talks about like making music. He talks about making shows, making like all these different artistic things that you can do, and he gets all these different people and they talk about it. Jello Apocalypse is one of those people that's a bit, and he really comes across in his videos, and I think it's supposed to be part of his humor or something, where he's like really brutal sometimes. And he also made like a joke. Like, the biggest one that he made was in Welcome to YouTube, where he said something like, "Don't make an abridged because there's too many abridged," but
Right.
he makes an abridged. So he makes a lot of that.
Do you
sort of
think
stuff.
you think he's gatekeeping?
No, I think he's sort of being like, I am part of the problem, not part of the solution.
Yeah, it's probably more his idea.
Yeah.
I'm pretty neutral on the side of like not really that interested in Jello Apocalypse, I guess. I like a few of his videos, but then he's just done some things where I'm just like, oh, like there's this infamous political like go vote video
Oh.
when there was like the 2016 election.
Oh,
He made a
okay.
whole video about like voting. I don't remember if he said specifically what party you should vote for, which is even worse, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, you know how I am about politics. I'm just the kind of guy who I follow people for like
For the thing they do.
for the thing they do, and that's just my stance. It's fine, you know. A lot of people. It's actually an interesting debate I've seen people talk about recently because on Twitter, I don't really go on Twitter anymore, but there's this account called Gimmick Accounts Breaking Character, which is a gimmick account in itself, and it basically just takes screenshots from gimmick accounts talking about shit that that is out of character. And one of the most common things, or rather one of the most debated things, is them talking about politics. And there's this debate of like, well, you know, if you're an influencer in some regard, you have like an obligation to, you know, convey messages to your audience. And I kind of disagree with that.
Yeah.
I agree that you shouldn't convey bad messages, but I don't agree that you should convey messages just in general.
It's the political system's job to get people to engage with the system
Yeah, I mean, well,
because it has a need to exist. Influencers don't really have a role to play. You know,
it's definitely my personal thing. Like, I'm just like, there's a reason I follow people, right? And it's
Yeah.
because of their artwork or whatever. And that's it. And if they kind of stray away from that, then I'm going to stray away from them. And then people are like, well, good, we don't want you here. And it's like, all right. And I don't know. I think this is kind of like a weird attitude to take. It's a weird debate. But anyway, I was making a point. Oh yeah, the fact that Joe Apocalypse did that kind of puts him not just in my kind of like, I don't know about this guy kind of list, because like the fact that he might just one day drop an extremely political video just kind of makes me go, oh.
Yeah.
Whether he like has the same or different politics to me is irrelevant.
Mm.
I really don't care about that kind of stuff. Joe Apocalypse, he seems cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I like some of his animation and some of his writing for it. I really like. I love the art style.
Yeah.
And I think that he does like good voices and stuff. I don't know if he gets other people to voice for him. I'm sure he does, but
Yeah.
I'm not subscribed to him. I don't, and like you say, he just seems a bit, I don't know, a bit weird.
He's not for everyone.
Yeah, he's a bit not for everyone. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. I suppose.
Yeah. That's just people.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something about them that you go, I really don't like that about that person.
I guess it's because like I look at his work and I go, man, that's so good. Like, but I want to follow him, but then I'm like, I don't want to follow him at the same time.
Yeah.
But then again, I also have my own problems.
Well,
with
I
following
think
people.
that's sort of like a thing that happens with celebrities and Hollywood, where there's like a person that is there's something about the way that like guys like Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
So like they're both like the reputation is that they're hard to work with, but what you get out of them is really good.
Yeah.
But but what follows them is this controversy or reputation that they have about their personal lives or something like that, and that always comes up, and then you've got your thing associated with that you're really proud of, but then you don't want to actively defend it because it's going to be tied up with this controversy.
I know, right? I mean, like, so just to take it to the further extreme, obviously, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Everyone's done this big debate of like, I like Harry Potter still, but I fucking hate J.K. Rowling, and it's like,
Harry Potter books are actually kind of expensive now, aren't they?
I wouldn't know.
Like,
all mine are first editions.
Yeah.
Because they were all bought like literally when they came out.
Yeah. It's so. I remember it was so weird when I saw like the second editions for like the first couple books. Like, I think they did second editions for Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, and they just looked so weird. And I was like, I don't like the covers on them. And now you can get like hardbacks and stuff like that. And it's all.
I'm in the fungal core.
You can get different covers for them.
Dude, I don't know. Why are we talking about that? That is so massively off topic.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about doing a podcast about writing.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I think that it would be a good idea because we talk about it already a lot on this show. Like, that's. Yeah. I'd say that's the main thing we talk about.
Yeah, and you were saying that especially with the Let's Play format.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say everything you want to say because the conversation keeps carrying on, and there's also a game you're playing, and it's very
like literally just then we got super sidetracked.
Yeah,
talking about stuff where, so yeah, exactly. Yeah, So what I was trying to say is yes, because not only does it like we get very heavily distracted, which is both annoying.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, hello.
What do you mean?
Ooh, a little rotten egg.
Glowy boy.
Beautiful. Rancid egg, I mean. Oh! Headbanger.
Calm down, sir. Have a Valium or something.
Valium? What does Valium do?
He needs a headache tablet. I don't know what a Valium is, actually.
Okay.
There's
It's a Panadol.
Like, politics doesn't usually have a lot of funny moments and
We're
interesting
getting back
moments.
to politics. Okay.
Hold
Hold on, let me finish my thought because
Alright.
it's annoying. I just wanted to say that not only it annoying that we keep losing our fucking track. But also, I worry that like that people will watch this who are, like obviously don't, because I wouldn't be surprised if like most of the people who watch this, if they even watch it at all, they don't read our comics, and so we talk about it all the time, and yet they're like, I don't get it. And so I think having a podcast dedicated to it can at least like then people will be like,
I don't even read my
I don't even read my comics. Who does, dude?
It's like that's for other people to do.
Okay.
I already looked at them enough, and I've decided that I don't like them, and I'm going to fix them.
Well, but I'm not talking about that specifically. I'm just saying that making a podcast about writing would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, now talk about your stupid politics.
So we had a prime minister in the 90s called Paul Keating, and he's got funny moments. And usually he's got one where he says to the opposition leader, "Have Valium." And there's also another funny moment where the opposition leader, John Hewson, he says, "Why doesn't the prime minister?"
Oh my god.
Why doesn't the prime minister, or maybe it was after John Hewson, but they asked, why doesn't the prime minister call an early election if he's so confident he's going to win? And Paul Keating says, "Because I want to do you slowly."
Oh golly. Oh no. I did not think this guy would be right here.
Because he was sort of like famous for arguing them down, I guess. He was, and that's what politics really is a
That's bullshit.
is
That's what Paul
battle of the orators.
Mm.
Whoever's this is the cleverest things. Otherwise, they're just shouting at one another, and it's just annoying. It's like you're in a kindergarten or something. I don't really pay much attention to it anyway.
Mm.
I used to when I was 18, but not recently.
It's too hard.
When I was at uni, I paid more attention because I sort of had to. Because I thought because you go into class and they'll be like, so this thing happened, and I go, oh, okay, better make sure I'm paying attention so that I know what they're talking about.
I don't give a single shit. I didn't even give a shit about the shit that we did need to care about.
Yeah.
I went to art school. I'm going to completely change the topic now.
Yeah.
I went to art school. So one of the things that our teachers always wanted us to do was keep going to art galleries and stuff. And there was all these art like exhibitions that were openings and stuff that were happening. And
What, different places or the same organisation?
just like people having their own like openings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I remember our teacher for one of our classes, every single lesson they'd say, there are all these things happening this week, you should go and check it out. And everyone was like, do we have to? And he's like, well, you don't have to, but it's highly, highly recommended for the course.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, all right. And then the next week, we'd always start the lesson with, he'd ask, did anyone see any galleries? And no one would put up their hand. And he was like, really? None of you? And it's like, no, because we don't give a shit. I'm not going to go out of my time outside of school hours to do something I don't actually want to do. I would have to do fucking homework, dude. I don't give a shit. But yeah, I mean, like some people did, but I never did. Not once, I'm pretty sure. And every single week, I felt kind of bad because like the teacher looked like he was like, oh, no one? Really? Because he obviously went all the time.
Yeah.
And like all the other teachers did as well, but like none of us did. I'm like, yeah, man, like, what do you want from me?
Just different artists.
Oh, we're back here? Oh.
Ooh.
Deep nest, okay.
Oops.
I'm all the... no, dude. Frig, man. Frig, dude. This is not cool. Well, tell you what's even cooler though. We've been recording for a full hour. That's our same Australia Day special.
Good job.
Welcome back to Hollow Knight, guys. It's all good. I need to go to the toilet. I'm gonna stop this and yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.